I have a problem. To be more specific, I have a coding problem I would like to solve. Before I just went ahead and solved it, I figured what better way than to test some different ways of figuring it out and seeing which way is the fastest. The problem that I'm faced with today is I need to spawn objects in a circle around a target in Unity. I gotta be honest, I don't know how to do this. I know how to spawn objects, I just don't know how to specify doing it around the edge of a circle. That is what I'm gonna try and figure out today. So the three solutions that I'm going to use is we got some math, we got some internet forums, and we got some AI. There are some rules that go with each of these methods. For the math, I can only use Google to ask math-related questions. I just need to figure out how to solve this using math and math alone. The second rule is I need to figure all of this out while being timed. I did my best to not think or plan how I was going to do this ahead of time. I just want to go into it as blind as possible. With the forums, I have quite a bit more freedom. I can type anything I want into Google. I can use any forum I find, and copying and pasting is allowed. One thing you are allowed to do with the forums is you are allowed to modify the code to make it work. I'm going to try to keep this as minimal as possible, so I only use the things that I find in the forums. And then lastly, for the AI, I can use any AI I want, but I can only use AI. For this, I'm just going to use ChatGPT. The second rule, no thinking aloud. This one is very critical. I am not allowed to even look at any of the code that I'm given. I'm only allowed to copy and paste it into Unity and press play, see if it works. I'm not allowed to change any of the code myself. Any problem I run into, I have to ask ChatGPT for help. This is obviously a horrible way to use AI, but I figured it would be fun for this challenge. With all of that out of the way, let's get into our first portion of the challenge, the math. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually a little nervous to do the math one. All I have at my disposal is asking math questions on Google. So I will start the timer. All right, let's go. It is now up to me to figure out the solution for this. I didn't do any thinking beforehand, but I need to spawn objects in a circle around my target. So I'm thinking the first thing I need to go with is finding points on a circle. What do I type in? Oh, it can't be Unity related. This is ridiculous. Okay, so I'm just going to try and use all of this right here. I'm going to move this to another page just so I have some notes. So I'm just going to open up this script. It is completely empty. HK represents the center. Use serialize field, target. I'll just add a void start. So we have the center and we have the radius. I'm going to use an I enumerator for this. Coordinate position.x plus the radius. And then we're going to multiply that by a cosine of a random degree. I'm going to use random.range -180f and 180f. Sine for that one. Instantiate projectile vector 3 target dot. I'm going to copy all this, do it for the y, and then for z we'll just do 0f, 0.5f. Back into Unity, empty game object projectile, run it. It's not a clean circle, you know? Well, for one, I don't understand trig very well, but I wonder if I shouldn't be doing -180. 0f, and we will see what happens. Let's test. That did not work either. From what this is saying, the thing I'm doing wrong, 0 to 360f, press play. No, that didn't work either. If I move this, actually they're not even spawning on the left side of me now, they're just spawning on the right. They're only spawning on the left. Oh gosh, I'm a mess. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Wait. I'm adding it to this equation, and then I'm also doing this again. Hopefully that wasn't the issue. All right, it's still not spawning in a circle like I want, but if I move this, it is now spawning correctly around it. Oh, okay. I'm an idiot. I think I figured out exactly what I'm doing wrong. I'm generating two random numbers. Theta equals random.range equals that. Theta into there. Theta into there. Go back into Unity. We press play. We did it. All right, we did it. All right, so let's recap. everything I just did in front of your very eyes. I was randomizing both in cosine and theta, so it was giving two different random angle values. I was also using target.transform.position.x and y, and I was adding it again, but I figured that out pretty quickly. I'm a little embarrassed it took me 18 minutes to figure that out. I had no idea what I was doing. Let me open it back up just because there's something I want to point out that's ironic. It gave me all this, it's what I was looking for. Ironically, I was still using AI apparently. Either way, I completed the challenge officially, my own challenge, in 18 minutes 13 seconds. Next up on our list is internet forums. Reset my timer. Now we have the exact same setup as before. All right, let's use, and I gotta be specific with Unity now so I get the right thing. Spawn objects. I'll just click the first one I see. Let's just copy this and edit it to see if we can get it to work for my purpose. Why not just use degrees? Oh, he's trying to do it where they're equally spaced. Start coroutine. Don't need to rotate them to look at. I need to make radians random. Just test. I kind of thought that was going to happen. It's, oh, I need to, okay. I think I need to look for a different solution. I don't want a for loop. I want it to just do it endlessly. What is all this? Prefab. Oh, because I want to call play. That looks good, hopefully. Let's move this. And sure enough, stop the timer. All right, that was that was kind of annoying. I thought going into this that trying to figure out the math on my own was going to be way worse. The forums one was faster, but it felt way easier doing it with the math. This right here was my solution. The math was 18 minutes, 13 seconds. The forums was 17 minutes, 41, so like 30 seconds faster. If I hadn't gone through and done all this math beforehand, I might not have even known to do this way. Either way, the forum version was faster, marginally, but I also didn't really learn much. I mostly just copied and pasted code. I guess the only thing left to do now is the AI. Okay, so here we are back inside of Unity. Let's see how fast I can accomplish this using AI only. So let's start. All right, so I need to be pretty specific. All right, let's see what it can come up with. Go, 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 go. Come on. We're racing here. All right, no brain, no thinking. Just copy back into Unity, open our script. I'm going to paste this. I don't care what any of it says. We go back into here. Game object. I don't need to reset it, but I'm doing it anyway. Drag this on there. We need our object to spawn. Everything else looks good. Let's press play. So far, so good. Let's move it, make sure it follows. All right, there we go. Well, that was a bit easier than the internet forums, I'll tell you that much. That was great, not gonna lie. All I had to do was type in the exact problem I was having, and there we go. It worked flawlessly. Let's stop this. I had no idea what that code said. I'm gonna look at it now. Let's see what it's doing. All right, so instead of using a game object and then accessing the transform.position, it's just storing a transform. That's pretty cool. Comparing it to my other code. All right, so it did basically the same thing I did. ChatGPT created an angle, which is the exact same as my theta. I just gave it a random range of 0 to 360 degrees. It used basically radians instead, I think. Instead of creating an X and a Y coordinate, it just went ahead and created a vector 2, and then below it instantiated it at that position, and then threw it up above there. Sweet. I'm pretty proud of that. It took me 16 minutes longer than the AI to come up with that. I'll consider that pretty good. So here we are with the final times. I guess the quick notes about what happened. The math obviously could have been solved a bit faster had I realized my mistake of using two different randoms and getting two different angles. Had I figured that out, it would have been much faster. As for the forums, I found it to be pretty difficult to just blatantly copy someone's code. It ended up being basically around the same time as the math, with learning the math, I actually learned what I was doing instead of just, copying someone's code off an online forum and calling it a day. And then with the AI, obviously that was the fastest by a long shot because all I had to do was type in the exact problem I wanted to solve into ChatGPT and it spat out the answer for me. No thinking required, just copy it, slam it into Unity, and call it a day. You don't have to use it like that, obviously. AI can be a wonderful tool for learning. I wish I was using AI a year ago when I started with Unity rather than digging through endless online forums and Unity documentation. I actually really enjoyed doing this. Maybe I'll think of some more coding problems that I don't know how to do, and I can test out this format again, maybe with a harder problem that's not just, spawning things in a circle. Thanks for watching.